Okay, we've got breaking news coming in. Opposition members in Parliament have stormed out of a Waqf committee meeting. Opposition members have stormed out of a meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee examining the Waqf Amendment Bill, which is to be presented in Parliament during the current winter session. The opposition MPs storming out of that Joint Parliamentary Committee meeting allege that proceedings had become a mockery. BJP MP Nishikant Dubey moves a resolution to extend time for the Joint Parliamentary Committee discussion in view of opposition MPs storming out of this meeting. You can see images here of leaders, opposition leaders. Let's just listen into some of them.
The mandate is that the report should be given on the 29th.
Yes, sir.
First week, last day.
Yes, sir.
Now, how can you give it? There is a procedure that has to be followed. There is a procedure laid down by the rules and by the director speaker. First, the committee has to give a notice that there will be a clause by clause consideration. That notice has not been given. This committee has not visited state of Bihar. This committee has not gone to West Bengal. This joint working committee, the chairman assured us that a minister from Delhi government will call. That has not been called. Why isn't the government allowing this committee to meet every stakeholder? And on 29, this cannot be done. You will be violating our procedure.
The fundamental things is this: witnesses have to be brought. Only the interested persons, maximum interested persons, who the association who are close to BJP, were brought. That is, by that way, days have been wasted. Where different states, most importantly, there are Waqf properties are there. These states have not been called. Even at Delhi, it has not been called. Yesterday, you have seen at Sambal, for a Waqf property, 7 persons have been died. They are not taking it at all seriously.
Aishwarya Paliwal is live with me. She's our Parliament reporter. Aishwarya, dramatic scenes, not surprising whatsoever. The Waqf issue has been extremely contentious. Prime Minister Modi, in fact, has already set the agenda, set the mood in his victory speech after Maharashtra by talking very specifically about the Waqf issue. And it seems like the BJP has prioritized that as an agenda. But it seems like OAC and co are not happy with what's happening at the JPC. Tell us more.
Well, Shiv, it's not just happy, they are very angry, and we all saw those horrific visuals that came out when it was Kalyan Banerjee, the TMC MP. He broke a bottle, in the process injured himself, and the glass, the bottle that broke, some of it could also be felt by the other MPs who were sitting close by. Now, the opposition, Shiv, since day one has been saying that this is just a smoke screen. What the government really wants to do, and this is what the opposition has been alleging, is that they want to make sure that they get all the property at the moment that is under Waqf, under the central government. So this is what the opposition has been saying. In fact, there were some of the meetings in which none of the opposition leaders went to. There were state visits, all of them had to be postponed. So a lot of back and forth was taking place between the opposition and the government with this regards. But from what we are understanding from our sources, Shiv, it seems like there is a resolution that has been given. Nishikant Dubey has moved and said that the time of the term should be extended, which means that they should be given more time. And it seems like the government will give it more time, because that is what the opposition has been asking for. They want more. They want some kind of discussion to happen and more discussion to happen. That's what the opposition wants. The government, it seems like, is willing to give them the time. And this, by extension, what it means, Shiv, is the fact that in this session we will not see the Waqf bill being tabled, neither in Rajya Sabha nor in Lok Sabha. Shiv.
Aishwarya, you've covered Parliament for a long time, and every session there's usually one issue that kind of dominates and sets the agenda and becomes the topic of all the meltdowns and walkouts and all the tamasha that takes place. There are two big issues this time. One is the Adani issue, and now you've got this Waqf issue. Which one of these two issues do you think is going to dominate?
Well, let me tell you, Shiv, both these issues will dominate. I'll just give you stats. On Monday, that was the first day, the Lok Sabha ran barely for 9 minutes. Today, which is Wednesday, it ran barely for 15 minutes. So that's the amount of time that the MPs have actually spent inside the Lok Sabha. Now, whenever the speaker begins speaking, we see the opposition making a huge cry about the Waqf and also start speaking about Adani. Now, the opposition in one tone have been speaking about the fact that we want the Adani issue to be discussed. On the other side, we also see how the other leaders also keep on speaking about the Waqf issue. So both these issues at the moment are dominating. This is the agenda of the opposition. They believe that we do not want any other topic to be talked about. We only want the Adani issue, a JPC. That's what the opposition says. We want a JPC on Adani. How he's functioning in India, how he's functioning abroad, that is something that needs to be looked into. And with regards to Waqf, we are seeing how whenever the JPC takes place, the opposition either walks out or there is a lot of back and forth that takes place between the government. The government has been clear and saying that we do not want to take the properties. We only want that there should be a uniformity. There should be a law that everyone should be following. That's the BJP stand. But the opposition very clearly wants more time. And it seems like, Shiv, the government is willing to give more time specifically to the JPC with regards to Waqf.
Very, very stormy parliament session. That's the one thing we can be absolutely clear about. Aishwarya is going to be absolutely in the thick of it, and we will continue to get you more. So that's the dramatic development that's come out from that JPC. But what is the Waqf Amendment Bill? Why are politicians so up in arms about it? Let me give you some brief details of where things are. It's a new bill which stands to regularize the power of Waqf boards which control enormous amounts of land in the country. Earlier, they had unfettered power. The Waqf board enjoyed unfettered power. This bill will regularize the power and in some ways contain it because of misuse and various other reasons. The new bill, no power to usurp any land. You've always heard stories of how the Waqf simply comes in and claims land, whether it is schools or temples or residential areas or farmland, whatever it is, suddenly they just sweep in and claim that land. Now, earlier, the power to name any land as Waqf land was there. Under the new bill, they will not have that power anymore. Under the new bill, women will be permitted on Waqf boards. Can you believe it? Women are not permitted on Waqf boards under the earlier condition of the way Waqf boards are constructed. Now women will be allowed. Earlier, no marginal sections of Muslims in the Waqf. It was completely Sunni dominated. Now minority Shias, Ahmadiyas will be allowed to be on Waqf boards as well. Earlier, there were loopholes for forgery in the naming of Waqf land. All that is going to be regularized now under the new bill. It will bring in transparency and eliminate forgery. Under the earlier, the way things are constructed right now for the Waqf board, no centralized portal for Waqf. Under the new bill, there will be a centralized portal as well for Waqf. It's actually quite amazing that there is no centralized portal for Waqf even at this time. Earlier, Waqf decisions could not be challenged in court. It's actually incredible to think that the Waqf has been able to and been allowed to function in this manner for so long with unfettered powers. Now under the new bill, Waqf will be under the jurisdiction of courts. Their decisions can be challenged in a high court. So these are the changes that the Waqf Amendment Bill wants to bring in, and I think it's very telling. Keep a watch, viewer, at which politicians are opposing these amendments, and it'll tell its own little story.